Hi there. On the 13th of May, we have a full moon in Scorpio. So, as we know, we get a full moon every month, and what that does is it brings everything to the surface. It brings things to fruition. It's often known as a great time to harvest. It brings things to culmination, but it brings everything to the surface. And so, because this full moon is falling in Scorpio, the first thing it's going to do is bring all your emotions to the surface. So, just be aware you will be super sensitive under the influence of this, and especially so if you already have your moon in Scorpio in your natal chart, or you are a Scorpio, you're going to be feeling this full moon. So when our feelings come to the surface, there's two ways we can use them, especially under the influence of Scorpio. So there's two ways it can go. The shadow side of Scorpio is to fall into victim mentality, to feel that the world is against you, that you don't have any power, that things that happen outside of you have more power over you than you do, and that you don't actually get, you're a victim, you don't get to be what you want to be. And that's the shadow side of Scorpio that we really don't want to play into that part of it. But the positive side of it, or the more light side of Scorpio, is stepping into your power, being empowered as a person, being empowered in what you do, and most importantly, being empowered by self-belief. So at the time of this full moon, the other challenge we're going to have is that it's going to oppose Uranus. So whenever the planet Uranus is in play, Mr. Curveball comes out, which means that you have to expect the unexpected. There will be something that comes along at this full moon that may not be what you expect, and most likely not what you want as well. But the beauty of Uranus, and this is something to really hold in your head at the time of this full moon, is that Uranus brings curveballs. He brings sudden and unexpected events and things into our lives to make sure that we're still keeping us on our toes, to make sure we're still aware that change is the only reliable thing there is in life, but also to be aware that if we don't change, if we stay doing the same thing, being the same person, stuck in the same old beliefs all our lives, nothing's ever going to happen and nothing's ever going to change. And most importantly, under the influence of Scorpio, if you choose to stay in poor me mentality or victim mentality, or feeling sorry for yourself and feeling disempowered, then you can never manifest or create anything that you want. So this is a really good time at the time of this full moon to be aware of where your emotions take you. And so if Uranus does come along and present a few curveballs, is actually what you should find building up to this full moon, or at the time of this full moon, that you may have more than one option to move ahead with. So there can be the option of you taking charge and you doing what you think you want, taking that next step that you feel you need to take, or Uranus will come and sweep you off your feet and do it for you. And I always recommend the first one, because the second one is always very, very uncomfortable. It gets things done, but it's uncomfortable. So just be aware of this. So this is a real time for you to step into your power at the time of this full moon, and not feel that that everything you dream about, everything you fantasize about, everything you want to have in your life, that it's out of your reach. Don't feel like the rest of the world has all its power over you and that you can't do anything because of extenuating circumstances or the way other people behave, or the breaks that you're not getting. Time will tell, and things will come your way, and you've got to be open to change. That's really, really important at this time. And sometimes, often when Uranus is involved, the change that he's bringing in often feels very uncomfortable. But I can guarantee you, within a week or two of that change taking place that felt so uncomfortable, or pushed you right outside your comfort zone, you will suddenly see exactly what it's about, exactly how you can use this, and exactly what to do with this new opportunity or this massive change that's come into your life. So full moons, like I said, bring everything to a head. So be very aware of your emotions at this time. And so if and when that curveball does come your way, or if and when something comes your way that changes things a bit for you, use the energy of Scorpio to dive deeply into this. That the sort of the default mechanism of Scorpio is the sting, the Scorpio sting that they're renowned for. But Scorpio people only usually sting when they haven't had the chance to process. It's their initial reaction, that knee-jerk reaction where you've hurt me, I need to hurt you back. I don't like that, you're going to get that back. But when you stop to process what was actually said then, what did they really mean, or what could this opportunity bring into my life, and this big change that I'm going through, what's it, is there something positive within this? If you allow yourself to process what's going on, you will find the positives in this, and you will see why this is a good way for you to go and a good opportunity for you to take. But if you just fall back into victim mentality and, oh my goodness, my life's out of control, things keep happening to me that I don't want, and blah, 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 then that's exactly what you're going to manifest. So step into your power and realize that this full moon energy is the culmination of something. And usually, so we have the new moon 2 weeks before the full moon every month. And so the new moon is when we set that intention, when we put something out there that we want to achieve. So usually when the full moon comes around, it's the manifestation or that coming together for us in some way. So, you can think back to whatever your intention was at that new moon. I would have done a video for you, I think, about that. And so look at what you're intending then. And this is the opportunity to put it into place. But like I said, when Uranus is in play, what can happen is exactly what you want may fall into place, but it may be in a way that you don't recognize. You can't see it for the confusion or the change or the curveball that's come that's just knocked you off your feet a little bit. But I promise you the solution is there, right there for you, if you just allow yourself to go into it, feel your way through it, and give it time. This is what's important. We're in the energy, the sun is in Taurus at the moment, and Taurus's energy is all about slowly and surely wins the race. We go about things methodically, carefully, and we make them solid and reliable. So don't go flying off on all sorts of fireworks where if things go wrong at the time of this full moon. Just go with it and see what comes out at the other side of it. So enjoy this full moon, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.